Hello, and welcome to another episode of Open the Podcast Doors, Hal. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about space movies. We have with here our special guests, Joe and JP, who are our special experts who know everything about space movies, as our guests are always experts. On today's episode, we're going to be doing a little bit of a recap on things that we've watched recently that we just want to talk about. They may or may not be related to space movies, but, you know, this is a movie podcast. We just want to talk about shit. The highlight of our show is we have selected our all-star space mercenary crews. So the three other guys here, they've selected what they think are the best space crews that you could possibly have. We're going to have some scenarios and ways to test whether that's true or not. And then we're going to have a conversation around what would be the best fictional planet to live on.
And the worst, right?
Sure, why not? I didn't prepare that, but we'll make it up as we go along. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, which is the only place that we watch this, there's going to be special cards or something on the video that's going to let you skip ahead to one of these segments. If there's not, I fucked it up because I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm hoping to figure that out. I'm really hoping I can do it.
So we're very confident.
If you're on YouTube right now and you're looking and there's nothing there, I fucked up. I'm sorry, but I'm going to try.
To future people in the future.
People. So let's jump right into it. Each of you guys, as usual, have prepared both a movie and a movie character that explain who you are as a person. So Joe, how about you go first?
All right, hey guys, what's up? My name is Joe. And the character I chose was Tom Hansen, who is played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt in 500 Days of Summer. And I picked Tom Hansen because he is a hopeless romantic.
He's miserable for half the movie.
Yeah, half the movie, so half of what you see is miserable. He goes on IKEA dates.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I started doing that before the movie came out. So
not a bad idea.
It was awesome. And then there's also, he was an architect. I'm architect-ish. Same.
Wait, is it the movie where he writes cards, or am I thinking of Her?
That sounds like Mr. Deeds.
I don't think that's... I think that's a different movie.
You write your cards with a crayon, Deeds.
I think I'm thinking of Her. Anyway.
That's pretty much it. And the main scene with the reality versus expectation for the movie, that... I don't know if you remember that movie, Reality versus Expectations. I feel like that always happens with me all the time, and that's how I relate with that character.
Wait, what movie?
500 Days of Summer.
Oh, it's the same movie. My
same
bad.
movie.
Not a movie titled Reality.
No. Yeah, I should have cleared that up. That's my bad. Sorry, guys.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. JP, how about yourself?
Yeah, so I chose the same character and from the same movie to represent myself was In Bruges was the film. Colin Farrell's character Ray is from Dublin. I'm not from Dublin. I'm Canadian, but my parents are both Irish, so a little bit of lead there. But what resonated with me with that character the most was that if you've seen that film, he doesn't get his way at all. Mm-hmm. He's always in a kind of a mood, and if I don't get my way, I kind of throw a hissy fit like a little child does, and I love to drink pints, so that's what he does in that film. And minus the child murdering, I feel like that character and me resonate very well.
He murders a child?
Yeah, accidentally though. Accidentally
I forgot
murders
that
a
movie
child when he shoots an altar boy.
What?
An altar boy. No, I haven't seen that. I thought I did, but now I don't.
In the beginning of the film, he shoots. He's a hitman, so he kills a priest because priests are not the nicest people. And then he shoots the priest, and the bullet goes through the priest and hits a small child in the head. So besides, I want to emphasize, I am not a child murderer, but that is.
That sucks. He had just
murderer,
saved it.
So I noticed you didn't deny karate chopping a midget. Does that mean you have?
Okay, yeah. So
I don't think I have not, but I would be open to something like that.
That sucks. He killed the altar boy. He had just saved him from the priest.
To be fair, he feels bad about it.
He
doesn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, very bad.
I feel like I'm remembering it now. Yes.
Suicidally bad about it.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you for joining us. We're going to jump right into it. So to start this episode, there's just a few movies that we've watched recently that we wanted to talk about. Just, a little bit of a recap of things that are coming out, a little bit of a topical conversation. Paulo, I know you wanted to start this off, so why don't you go ahead?
I actually don't because I'm embarrassed by what I have recently watched, even though I enjoyed it immensely. I watched the last Triple X movie, where Vin Diesel comes back. We're gonna fight. We've already fought about this, but as dumb. Okay, how do I?
You started.
I need to get my head checked. It is the dumbest movie, top 5 dumbest movies I've ever seen, but it's also the greatest at the same time. And it takes a certain level of greatness to have that kind of balance.
You're going to have to explain that more.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to spoil the movie.
Dude,
There's
I'm
no
never
real-
going to see that movie. So
Yeah, okay, no
Spoil
one...
it.
There's no real storyline
Yeah, no one
to
cares.
It. It's fine.
But the whole movie, there's this whole thing about like, oh, you're a Triple X, and you're a Triple X, because they've got like Donnie Yen, and they got like these, like, they've got Tony Jaa fucking Ong back. And
I didn't know
like,
it was Tony Jaa for the first bit.
it's Tony Jaa. He looks like an idiot because they made him like all extreme to fit Triple X, but it's still Tony Jaa. And like the whole thing is like you're Triple X, like we're all like this Triple X agent that Samuel L. Jackson brought together, and then at the end they're like getting the shit kicked out of them because there's too many, and they're like running out of bullets and everything. And then Ice Cube saves them with a fucking grenade launcher.
That was the best part.
It is
probably.
oh my god, it's amazing. I almost shed a tear because it's hilarious and it's also bad. I just wanted to give that movie its due. You guys can disagree with me all you want. I don't give a shit.
You know, I saw the advertisement for it, and I feel like I already knew the whole movie when I saw the advert for it. So
I strongly agree.
Yeah,
We know what it
you
is.
could.
So I think the worst thing you can say about a movie like this is that it's boring. And I think that's exactly why I don't like it, is like I was bored the entire time. And it's like some of these movies, they don't aspire to be an Oscar-winning movie. They don't aspire to have like the best character arcs. They just aspire to be a dumb, fun action movie.
It's definitely dumb.
There are movies like that I can enjoy, but this movie, I was bored the entire time. And I was trying to remember what it was about, and I watched this and Fate of the Furious in the same weekend, and I don't remember
Why
which
would you-
one's which, because they both end on a plane, and I'm like, wait, am I thinking of Furious? Am I thinking of Triple X?
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay,
No,
like
they're two
first of
different-
all, why would you
you
do
can't
that to
compare-
yourself?
You can't compare the two.
Second of all, it's like there's different levels of dumb. Okay, there's different levels of dumb movies. In the popcorn dumb, what's it called? Range.
Okay.
There's like dumb popcorn, but it's still trying to be a movie. And then there's dumb popcorn where it's like, just I don't even know how to describe. Like, it's just dumb. Like
There's good
there's
dumb and
no
bad
description.
dumb.
There's no description. It's just dumb. Like in Triple X is in the bottom, obviously.
It's the bottom of the barrel dumb movie.
So
Yes.
You agree? Okay.
Okay, I want to be
But you
clear.
enjoyed it.
I want to be clear about
So I
this.
don't
You
know
enjoyed-
as well,
you
but it
enjoyed
reflects
garbage.
a lot
I
on
want to
you.
be clear about this. I realize how dumb it is. But it is like at a certain point it gets so dumb where you're like it's funny. Cuz like they have some soccer player in the very beginning of the
very
movie.
beginning.
Brazilian
The
guy.
Brazilian guy. I forgot his
Neymar.
name.
Pele.
Neymar.
No, it's
Neymar.
Pele.
Go back to the grave.
No,
I don't know
okay.
if he's dead, but
They have
Yeah,
Neymar.
let's say he's dead.
They have Neymar. They have Neymar, and Samuel L. Jackson is trying to recruit him as a Triple X, which makes already this is the first 5 minutes of the movie. It makes no sense
Makes no
whatsoever.
sense. Oh.
And they both apparently die. But like it just shows how like they don't care. They're just doing something stupid and fun, and I found it hilarious.
I think Pele would have been a better fit for this movie because everyone else is old and washed up. and
Haley's
Pele would have fit
dead
in.
body.
Is Pele still alive?
I don't know.
I don't know. Call back. Rest in peace.
JP
Yeah.
said he was dead, and I just ran with it. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's go with that.
He's brown bread. Okay.
So on the topic of why would I do that to myself of watching this in Fast and Furious on the same weekend, I also watched the new Resident Evil movie, the new Underworld, and the Russian Avengers movie known as Guardians on the same weekend. I was doing a bad movie weekend.
And you didn't watch Triple X?
No, and
Oh,
Triple
you
X was
did.
in the same weekend.
Oh, right.
Oh,
And
okay.
Triple X was my least favorite
What?
movie of that weekend.
Yes,
Oh
thank
my
you.
God.
But
It was so bad.
what
It's just
I
'cause
wanted,
you don't like NWA.
I want to talk about Guardians. Not Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians, a
Russian
Russian Avengers
Guardians.
movie knockoff. I was super excited. I don't know if anyone saw the trailers for this movie, but like there was a lot of like there's there's one scene in the trailer where a guy turns into a bear, throws somebody in the air, picks up a minigun, and then shoots him while he's flying through the air. And I'm like, how can this be bad? This is like that definition of dumb fun movie.
Yes, I agree
But it
with
was
that.
so fucking bad. Not as bad as Triple X, but it was so fucking bad.
Wait, okay, so
I
then on the
remember
bad
this movie
scale,
now, the trailer.
like, how is it bad but not like?
I think Guardians had that. It's dumb, but I'm kind of like laughing at
It
it.
had some
Whereas
charm.
Was
But
intriguing
that's
or
how I was
No.
laughing at Triple X.
Triple X was like it's just a poorly made movie, and I was so bored the whole time. Whereas like again, a guy turns into a bear, picks up a minigun, and shoots
Yes.
a guy. That's
That
stupid and
sounds
fun.
good.
stupid funny,
Also-
and I want
I
to
mean,
see what else.
okay,
Makes
yeah.
you want to think what else
I
is
would
going
love
to
that
happen.
one too.
Right?
I'm not saying it's worse.
The thing I want to talk about in this movie, though, is the oddest choice for a villain. Basically, the premise is a scientist takes like this super serum and turns into like big muscly guy. But for some reason, they chose like a practical physical mask, and he looks like a giant muscle baby. And it's the weird because like you're in Russia, I'm sure you can find somebody who's roided out with steroids. He doesn't talk. He doesn't look like the character from before. He's just big muscle guy who punches people, and it's a
looks
weird
like a
rubber baby mask.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if they
fuck.
found that guy, he probably would have just been punching everyone for real.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to make it realistic. Maybe there's some big muscular
That they
Russian baby
didn't want
faces.
it realistic.
I guess so.
For anyone who saw the trailers for that and also really wanted to see it and hasn't seen it yet,
So none of
I would
us.
recommend it for like, it's so bad it's maybe a little bit funny, but it's not anywhere as entertaining as I thought it would be. So maybe stay away from it. What about you guys? What have you guys seen recently you want to talk about?
I watched Black Mass this week.
Oh,
Johnny Depp. Couldn't stop looking at his eyes.
playing a weirdo.
Yeah, playing
Yeah.
Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
As far as gangster movies come up,
Oh, it's the gangster one.
it's not very good. It does not hold its own. The scenes where you think, those intimidating scenes that you see, like The Godfather, Goodfellas.
It's like a bunch of those
proper-
strung together.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's
Where they
like
just has a
there's
badass
there's no substance to his speeches. There's nothing. And you just can't stop looking at his eyes. He's wearing contact lenses the whole movie.
Yeah.
And just super distracting. Overall, 3.5 out of 10. Like it was not.
Wow.
Ooh,
It was not a good
3.5. That's
film.
so low.
I think it's too bad because, and it's not saying much, but it's probably one of Johnny Depp's better performances in recent years. Like, it's not embarrassingly
to see
bad,
this.
but again, like, those contacts are so distracting, and it's
It's
weird.
that distracting.
But it's like there's some actual good performances
It
behind
is.
it.
It is.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
some good. Yeah, I'll give you that. Like there is some good performances, but as far as Boston Irish gangster goes, terrible. Like just awful. Like
And those movies are really good.
well,
Those
The
are
Departed
usually-
really
Departed
set the
is what I'm
bar,
thinking
right?
of,
The
too.
Departed set the bar for
Really did.
Boston
The Town.
gangster, right?
Yeah.
Like
The
I
Town was great,
Town
too.
was good as well, but I'd say that The Departed set the bar. This doesn't even qualify. Does not make it to like Departed set the world record. These guys didn't make it to the Olympics.
Joe?
Oh, man. For me, the movie that I've seen recently was Kingsman Golden Circle. And I'm already getting a disappointed look from.
I didn't even mean to give a disappointing look. It was just
I
natural.
feel the energy.
I still want to see it.
But I thought it was a good movie. It was kind of like the first one, same kind of style. It's funny. There's action, some good action scenes. There's somewhat of a story too that made some sense. Somewhat of a story because if I think back to it now, it was kind of they had their storyline like the first one, and they just worked with it. And I like the actors they used in it. I thought Channing Tatum would have a bigger role, but
It's because you
Crazy
just
dinner.
love Channing Tatum.
I do. Magic Mike.
I wish
left
Channing
out.
Tatum would have had a better role in that.
Yeah,
Shane-
thank you.
Shane
I thought he
Tatum's
would
best
have made a
role
better
is
one.
in Hateful Eight when he gets his
When he gets
blood-
shot.
Oh yes,
That's the
Hateful
only
Eight was
Channing
a
Tatum
great
When he gets
movie.
shot in the back of the head and his
Brains.
face explodes.
Yeah.
He only has 5 minutes on scene, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Overall, I thought it was just similar to the first one. It was not as good as the first one, but without doing too many spoilers,
Never
it was still a movie to watch. Nothing that you need to watch, but just something to watch.
I was a little bit disappointed because I really liked the first Kingsman. Like, it's a really good movie. And you had the same crew back, the same director, and they had that ability to have something really silly and really goofy and outlandish and still have a certain heart to it. And with the second one, they had the same level of outlandish goofiness, but it didn't have that heart. It didn't have that soul, and I couldn't really buy into it. And when you just have the goofiness, I'm like, and like, honestly, first scene in the movie, I was like, this is going to be shit. It kind of,
Yeah, no, that
like,
first scene was. It was
I don't know if I'd
so-so.
say shit because that was probably like one of the worst scenes in the movie, but I don't know. I was disappointed. I was hoping for a bit more.
Yeah, no, that first scene, it was just I don't want to do spoilers, so I can't really say too much, but it disappointed me.
That
the way they did
okay?
it.
Because I haven't seen the movie, is that first scene better or worse than Samuel L. Jackson recruiting Neymar as a secret agent?
We're not
And then,
That was
watching-
better
and
than
then
the
getting
entire
blown-
movie.
We're done with Triple
And
X.
then
If
getting
that comes
blown up by a
again,
satellite.
That's not coming up
No
again.
more mention of Triple X.
We're hanging
That
out. No, that's not coming up again. No more Triple
No.
X.
but I didn't tell you guys the ending yet.
Who gives a
that's
shit?
fine.
No one cares.
Yeah, we do not care. Triple X is gone.
Oh, you know what? I'm just
I was
gonna.
about to say it's better than the first scene in Kingsman.
You
Wow,
don't-
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
I
either.
really.
I'm not going to
You
see
didn't
it.
like it that.
It was one of those scenes where I'm offended because of how obvious it is of a group of people in a boardroom deciding what a successful movie is and just saying,
okay.
oh, this worked in another movie, let's just do it here.
Okay. No,
Wait, that's the
I
first-
get your
oh.
point. I understand.
So it's probably a technically better scene than what was in Triple X, but I was
So
just
much
like, I was offended by it. So I can't give
Okay.
Suits making all the decisions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right on.
All right, cool. So thanks for that roundtable. We're going to jump right ahead to our social media update with Paulo.
All right, social media update. Big news this month. On the social media update, I know we've been saying every episode, hey, tweet us, answer a question, or, such and such. Reach out to us on social media, and you will get a spot on the podcast. Well, I have proof in the flesh right now. Shout out to Joe, who is our guest today, who responded with his own bank heist crew from last episode, if you remember, because if you're listening now, maybe you've probably been listening to the last episode because you're one of us in the room. But so Joe answered us on Instagram. By the way, the Instagram is at PAOLOVSTHEWORLD. And he gave us his bank heist crew. We played around with it, had some fun, and he's here
Look
on
at
the
that.
podcast.
What's up? I made it.
Results. Hey, this is
is
one
how
of the
you get
few
on.
things in life where you can do something and you instantly get rewarded.
And I have to say, if you're reaching out to the social media crew, we're going to do some space crews today. And if you can think of a better space crew than what we're going to do, let us know.
Please
If
let
there's
us
any
know.
criticisms of our choices,
Yes.
we want to know.
You
So-
can also tweet us at
What's the handle? What's
it's
our handle?
at HW. Wait. Houston HW. Oh fuck. Houston.
HWHA podcast.
We're gonna post a link in the description of this video. So if you follow us on Twitter,
We will
you
not.
can check it out. Criticize our crews. My crew is gonna be the best. I'm JP.
We'll see about that.
And
one.
and give us some criticisms and give us your own crew.
And if you
Comment-
did
Start
catch
a
it, you could
Twitter
replay it.
poll of who had the best crew.
Ooh,
We could
that's
start a
Twitter
Twitter
poll.
poll.
We
Who
can.
knows? Also, on the Twitter front, or sorry, not Twitter front,
Social media.
but social media front in general.
It's all the same, isn't it?
Time play doesn't count as social media. Whatever.
I play is social.
No, I just wanted to shout out myself because I beat the #1 time play player in Toronto and in Ontario at the same time when I watched Blade Runner the other day.
Good for you.
I thought you were
So,
gonna say Triple X.
In your face, Juan and Nick.
Enjoy those scene points.
All right, as usual, we're having each of you guys have prepared an audio clip for us. Joe, we're going to do yours first. Can you give us a quick introduction for your clip?
A quick introduction. The clip I picked was a scene from
From what?
Monty Python.
Ponty Mython.
Yeah, Ponty Mython was from Monty Python. I still can't even try to say it. And this is a scene where I'll
Just
let it
let it
itself
play.
out.
Let it play.
And here we go.
What's funny about Bickus Dickus? Well, it's a joke name, sir. I have a very great friend in Rome called Bickus Dickus. Silence! What is all this insolence? You will find yourself in gladiator school very quickly with rotten behavior like that. Can I go now, sir? Ah! Wait till Bickus Dickus hears of this. Wait! Take him away! Oh, sir. No, I want him fighting rabid wild animals within a week. Yes, sir. For you. I will not have my friends ridiculed by the common soldiery. Anybody else feel like a little giggle when I mention my friend, Dickus. Dickus. What about you? Do you find it risible when I say the name Dickus? Dickus? He has a wife, you know. You know what she's called? She's called Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks. Shut up! What is all this? I've had enough of this rowdy, rebel, sniggering behavior. Silence! Call yourselves Victorian guards. Do not seize him! Seize him! Blow your noses and seize him!
All right, thanks for that, Joe. In lieu of a question for this audio segment, we're going to do a bit of a fun fact. So in that segment, we have the main kind of character there who's trying to make people laugh through by saying "biggest dickus." The characters, the guards, are trying not to laugh, and actually, it's on the set. The director told them that they would be fired if they laughed at all. So those people who are actually trying to hold back their laughter and are doing a really, really bad job of doing so, they're legitimately trying to do it for the sake of their job, which I think adds quite a bit to that segment, which is already pretty funny. Yeah.
It also becomes a little dark when you realize that they all lost their jobs.
I was thinking they all just got fired.
Give him a week's wages at least.
He obviously did not fire him. He was just saying that to like get a reaction.
Get a better reaction. That was the perfect reaction.
But anyway, so we're gonna move on to our next segment where we're talking about creating your all-star crew. And in today's episode with the space segment, we're talking about creating your all-star mercenary crew. So for the positions we've made everyone create, you have to pick a pilot, a captain, your muscle, and then your engineer and your medic, as well as also pick a ship that your mercenary crew are going to be living and transporting on. And I'm going to put you guys through a few different scenarios that put your mercenary crews to the test. But to introduce your crews, I'm just going to give you guys, 1 or 2 minutes to just say who's on your team and why you picked them. So how about Paulo? How about you go first?
Jackie again? I have to go. Okay, that's fine. You can stop listening after I'm done.
Wow.
Start listening when
Because
I'm
that's
looking
all
at your team right now and it's complete garbage. It is
All right.
total garbage.
Except
So,
for 1 or 2.
I'm gonna
of
go in
them,
order. I started with my captain. I picked Mal from
A human?
Firefly. Yes, he is human. From Firefly. Also the movie Serenity. Because he is. I think he's. It was very close between him and Han Solo, but I thought he was more of the gritty, do what has to be done, but still be like honorable. Like he had a good moral compass, yet he was like he would kill you if he had to. And I thought he could keep the rest of my crew in order. Not that he needed to, because they all work so well together. So my pilot is Poe Dameron, because he's the best fucking pilot in the Resistance. And you see him in action for like 10 seconds. I think in The Force Awakens, blowing up, destroying 6 TIE fighters in like a span of maybe 20 seconds. Some fancy flying, considering if you... those TIE fighters can really move. Also, he can pilot anything. He says so himself.
He says.
Hey, I believe him. All right, and he took out Starkiller Base single-handedly, pretty much.
Single-handed?
Everyone else was
that
useless.
That was a sucky base.
It was not. Whatever.
Yes.
That's Star 2.0.
Save your petty arguments for later, boys. My muscle is Korben Dallas from The Fifth Element, because he is a specialist with the whole list of weapons that his general flipped out in the movie. He's the only one of his special forces units that's still alive because he's that good, and he doubles as the pilot because he's a specialist with spacecraft as well.
He's a muscle. He's not a pilot.
Yeah,
he's
hey,
muscle.
interchangeable.
Okay.
My team can do it all.
People die.
And people die.
People die.
Poe Dameron gets captured by Kylo Ren. Korben Dallas takes over.
Spoilers.
And-
People haven't seen Star Wars.
That's okay.
I know.
Also, I can't say enough about Korben. He's like he can survey the room in like the blink of an eye, and at the same time take out like 6 enemy combatants with one shot each. As if you remember when he was negotiating, quote unquote, he's like he looks at the room, 5 on the right, 3 on the left. He peeks again, bang, 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 and then he counts it off, and then he just takes out the leader, and he's done. So
guy.
he's quick, he's strong, he's the best. Korben Dallas. I picked Scotty for my engineer, Montgomery Scott from Star Trek, the reboot. Simon Pegg, because Simon Pegg is the best. Because if we're actually making a real movie about this, who doesn't like to see Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg's awesome.
He's
funny guy.
I agree with you.
He's
He's
fucking funny, and he's a good writer. He's all around awesome. But that's not important because as an engineer, Scotty was the miracle worker, quote unquote. That's what he was called, on a starship of like how many crew? Like upwards of 500. That big of a starship, and he could do
more than that.
He could work magic with the Enterprise. Imagine what he could do on my ship that's only carrying 5 people.
We will have that conversation.
Yes,
we
we'll
will.
talk about that later. I have much to say.
Also, I would like to
So
add
much.
that he somehow managed to beam 3 people from a planet to a ship that was traveling through hyperspace that was probably like a galaxy away from them.
The technology did all the work.
It's cute.
He did it. He manipulated the technology, and that's what he does. That's what you want from your engineer. Fuck you.
Who's next? Who's next?
And for my medic, I picked Baymax from Big Hero 6. He is a robot who knows the ins and outs of the human anatomy, and he can deal with any injury to human or sickness just by scanning them and taking care of them. Also, he's like cute and lovable. He'll sell a lot of toys for my future movie Space Crew franchise. And
Nope.
my ship is Slave 1, used by Jango Fett and his son Boba Fett in Episode 2 from the prequels, because it's a tracking ship. It's heavily has lots of firepower, as you see when he fights Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's just
lucky.
iconic, and it's a fucking awesome ship.
They got lucky. It was the asteroids.
All right. Thank you for that. Joe, how about your team?
Okay, so for my team, my captain, I chose Ender from Ender Game, because if you've seen that movie, he's just amazing. He's good. He works with all the other people. His mind is just like a beautiful mind. He just knows how to
So he's crazy.
make things happen. No, oh yeah, okay.
He's
Russell
Crowe.
Sorry, bad choice of movie, but he was just very skillful, and he's just a genius at, I guess, not the art of war, not just the art of war. He's just a prodigy, and he was able to make things happen, work with his teams, work with his team, and just achieve his goal. And for my pilot, I chose Hiro Yui.
Oh, I didn't know who it was at first, but now I remember who he is.
From the movie Gundam Wing Endless Waltz.
Yeah.
He is the pilot of the Gundam. Oh my gosh! I'm pretty sure it was. Was it?
It was the main one.
It was the main one. I'm embarrassed that I forgot.
I'm gonna look it up
I
for
will
you.
blame the alcohol, but I know it's not the alcohol. But I'm going to blame the alcohol. And yeah, he piloted a battleship. He's awesome at it. He had to go through enemies, go through space. He's just an all-around awesome pilot. And next, for my muscle, I have Predator from the 2010 Predators movie, the good one. Out of all the Predators on the list, he is the good one out of all the other ones.
The movie or the Predator?
No. There's
The
4
Predator himself.
Predators, and then there's one that's kind of fighting.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
good
Yeah, he's
side.
kind of helping the good guys.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, see? So that's the one that I chose because he's muscle. He's a predator. That's what he does. He seeks people and he does what he needs to do and kills them.
Yeah, he does his job.
Exactly. He's really good.
Good at hunting.
Good at hunting, yes. And then for the engineer, I also chose Scotty. I tried my best to stay away from Star Trek, Star Wars, all the mainstream choices for sci-fi and space crew. But Scotty, he was just the best. Like Paulo said earlier, all his points there, and he beamed 3 people up. I try to talk some shit, but it's true. He beamed 3 people up.
No arguments
somehow
there.
while they're moving, and
None from me.
he is amazing. My next choice for medic is also the same as Paulo's, Baymax, because he also, if you watch the movie, he doubles. I think he does have his fight scene, correct, Paulo?
Yes, and his
Yes.
arm shoots out as a rocket.
Exactly. So he doubles as muscle, and I feel like because he's artificial intelligence, he is intelligent. So let's say my captain goes out, he could take over his role, but
And he has
his main
great
focus-
bedside manner.
I'm imagining
He's
him
just
as the
kind.
pilot of, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Airplane.
Yeah.
Where like the inflatable person comes up and he starts flying the plane.
No,
see,
he's
I
not
have not seen that.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, no, he kind of looks like that. But yeah, his main focus, medic. He's artificial intelligence, and you know what? If there's aliens and stuff, we could reprogram him to know their anatomy, and that is that. So,
What ship are you on?
oh yes, sorry. My ship is Serenity from the movie Serenity and the TV series Firefly. The Serenity ship, I chose it because it survived the Reapers, if you've seen that movie, and the ship, it always just pulled through when you needed to pull through. Other ships, they may have been damaged.
It's got heart.
It's got heart. Okay. And yeah, that's the ship that I chose.
Okay.
All right,
That's
JP,
my
how about
team.
you?
All right. First of all, let's establish this now that Scotty is great. He beamed some people up. He's fantastic in the Star Trek universe. For my engineer, I chose Christopher Johnson from District 9. You may know him as the Prawn, the main prawn in that movie. Now, if you want to talk about ingenuity, this guy was living in a slum of South Africa as an alien, and over the course of a few years, developed this black liquid in order to escape from the planet. So he entered the Earth atmosphere and engineered from scraps how to get off the planet. So he is clearly the better engineer. For medic, I chose AI in itself. David from Prometheus. His ability to recognize human behavior, understand human patterns, and he knows a little bit and has the knowledge to address alien situations as well. So he's okay there. For muscle, I chose the Orange Monstar from Space Jam.
Awesome choice.
Right? He is the leader of the Monstar pack. He is the biggest and the strongest of the Monstar pack. As far as raw muscle and strength goes, I think he supersedes everyone on the entire page here.
Whoa.
For captain, I chose the only captain there is Morpheus. He recognized the chosen one. People look up to him. They respect him. He is a good leader overall.
They also thought he was crazy.
And the second one, I'm talking about Matrix 1.
Damn it.
He also has the ability to break chains, and he stood up to the interrogation of the Smiths. For a pilot, I chose Poe Dameron as well.
Well done.
We were restricted to no superpowers. However, fun fact for Star Wars fans is that Poe Dameron's parents were the personal pilots of the Leia's dad. What's that guy's name?
Bail Organa.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were the personal pilots
Sweet,
of
I
that
didn't know
family.
That's awesome.
And they had a force tree in their backyard growing up. So Poe Dameron is not a force user, but he is force
Sensitive.
affluent. Right?
Affluent.
Affluent.
Yeah.
Less
force
than
affluent.
sensitive.
Okay, yeah.
Hence why his ability to be an amazing pilot. So
Wait, are you saying that his pilot ability is based on the Force?
no.
So we should just exclude him right now. So
No.
my pilot wins automatically. Perfect.
No, I'm saying that he is not one with the Force. He is not a Force user, but the Force is in his life.
Okay, a quick fact check before you go on to your ship there. Morpheus only faced one Smith in the first Matrix, so he didn't face Smiths, he faced Smith. I know, because there are multiple Smiths in 2 and 3.
Okay,
I'm
alright,
just getting
so
that quick fact check in there, but go on with your ship.
He
Good,
fought.
good,
He faced.
The agents.
He fought agents.
He fought
But
agents,
he faced the Smith, like the
The
true
Smith,
he did, he did.
One and
Before he
only
copied
Smith.
himself,
Yes.
because when you
Yes.
copy yourself in a program, you lose some data. So the
I
main
disagree,
Smith,
but
Yeah, I disagree with that one too.
Whatever.
Anyway, what ship are you using?
I'm using the Planet Express ship from Futurama.
Which apparently has movies.
Can you
do
name the
have-
title
yes.
of one of those movies?
Yeah, so there's the Beast with a Million Backs.
All right,
Is
that's
one of
all we
them.
needed. I just needed to know that you knew one of the movies' names.
Bender's
I never knew
Game.
there was a movie.
Bigger's Big Game.
Bender's
Big
I've
Game.
heard of
Happy
that
there.
actually. No, I did hear.
All right. So good cruise. Fuck y'all for not choosing Chewbacca, but good cruise. First scenario that I'm going to put you guys through. So here's a scenario. Your pilot and your engineer are in a cave, 1 kilometer under the surface, and the bugs from
Starship Troopers.
Starship
Oh,
Troopers
I was thinking of using some of the Starship.
have just started attacking. Only 20 have attacked right now, but soon the entire planet is going to be engulfed with these aliens. The rest of your crew with your spaceship are sitting at the mouth of the cave, kind of a kilometer away, and waiting for you outside the planet are Star Destroyers, 3 of them. You need to escape and get away. Why is your crew the best, and how are you going to do it?
Ooh.
Is it just open? Or
This is just open. Just
wait, wait.
for the
go it.
scenarios, really?
But
No,
I have
no.
a question. Wait, for the Star Destroyers that are out there, is it after we save our crew, or you mean like they're out there?
That's
and
your
we got
starting
aliens?
point. This is your starting point. How are you getting off? Are
Okay,
people
so
going to come
let's-
down to save them? Are they going to just the pilot and the engineer going to come off?
Question. Where are they? Are they held together? The engineer and the pilot.
They're together.
The pilot and
The aliens are not between, like they are in chase.
They're running
but-
away from the
Yeah,
aliens.
they're
Are
running
they
away.
in chains?
No, they're free.
Oh, they're not prisoners of the.
They have a blaster each, just a simple blaster, and you're trying to get off the planet and escape these Star Destroyers.
Well, Poe Dameron can fly through anything, so I'm confident in his ability to fly into the cave. So I have that.
Wait, he's
I
in the
don't know,
cave,
but
isn't he?
you have
your
Morpheus.
ship cannot fit into the cave.
Okay.
Wait, isn't
Oh, so
isn't
they
Poe
have to go
Dameron
next
in?
to-
No,
No,
sorry,
no.
the pilot is
Sorry.
in the cave.
I don't know if I misspoke there. Maybe I'm drunk, but your pilot and your captain and your engineer.
Oh
Your-
no!
Your captain and your engineer.
Okay,
I was
They're
so
fucked,
sad.
man.
I'm
so
so screwed.
I think Scotty proved himself in the last Star Trek movie, Beyond, as an adequate action hero, jumping off of escape pods as they're falling off cliffs and stuff like that. He's a quick one. He's gonna make it out. Mal can cover his back with his quick shooting as a space cowboy. Poe Dameron and even Korben can pilot the ship to extract the two,
But you
their
have the
captain
3
and their
Star
engineer.
Destroyers.
Huh?
You have the 3
Oh,
Star Destroyers.
I'm getting to that. Don't worry about it. First of all, Slave 1 not only has a lot of firepower, it is stealthy as fuck because it is also a tracking bounty hunter ship. So they can just pull what the Millennium Falcon did in
Kessel Run in 6 parsecs?
no in
12.
12 parsecs?
yeah, 16 too fast.
in Empire Strikes Back, where he'll fly straight at them and then latch onto the blind spot of the Star Destroyers because, as you know, that works, and then they can just let them float away with the garbage when they jettison the garbage. They're gone.
That works with if there's 1 Star Destroyer, but he clearly
There's
said
3.
there was 3.
There were 3
I
in
feel-
Empire Strikes Back.
There were 3. Damn. There were 3.
Okay, well, first of all, Morpheus does not sit well in capture, so he's going to make a move with Christopher Johnson, obviously. His ability to escape dangerous scenarios is easy. If the ship cannot fit into the cave, I will send Poe and the Orange Monstar, because the Orange Monstar can
Crush
do,
these bugs with his
can-
hands.
Yeah, he can crush bugs with his hands. David is more than capable of handling the Planet Express ship. It's a 1 pilot gig. Only 1 person has to pilot the whole time.
He did have to pilot
Yeah.
while the crew was in stasis.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
He's helping. That's what I mean. That's a good point.
What? He has to.
Can we
pilot-
attack too? Like while this?
Yeah. No, this is just
Oh,
open.
wait. Oh, I thought we were going to all explain
Well,
and we
well,
all
the Planet
attack.
Express ship is probably one of the fastest ships out of the 3.
Yeah, but
It got to the moon in 3 seconds.
2 seconds, actually.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
2
yeah,
seconds.
So Carson looked it up.
yeah. What was
It
it?
got to the moon. So half an astronomical unit in 2 seconds is much quicker than the Star Destroyers. So
Yeah,
it
but
wouldn't even
not as
have
quick
to
as
engage
speed of
its-
light, which I'm pretty sure your ship could go at, right, Paulo?
Hyperspace.
Yes, hyperspace.
That's up
yes.
to debate.
I wish I could say
And
that.
the Planet Express ship is fought off Space Banditos and space pirates. So the Empire means nothing to Space Banditos.
Well, I do think your engineer, the prawn, but I should add is
It's a
named after a
prawn.
food.
It's a fraud.
He would hold his own against the bugs, but Morpheus is only good in the Matrix.
In the Matrix, yeah.
In the physical Matrix, you think? What about his leadership?
In the real, his leadership
leadership's
doesn't.
there,
His
but-
leadership doesn't do anything when you're facing down the Starship Troopers bugs.
Yes.
Just want to
You
throw that out
can,
there.
yeah. He gets a lot of good
point.
stuff in
It's
the
good
Matrix.
points. It's a good point. He's very good in the Matrix.
He's an orator and a leader, but I don't know how
Yeah,
well
but
he would
what
do
if
with
the
the
Orange
bugs.
Monster's got his backup on that one? Like, he can roll in there and protect him.
They got
I
to
don't know,
protect themselves for a little bit while those guys get to them.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'm sure the Orange Monster, what made him best too, was his team of all the other monsters. But he stuck with a team of
He was the leader
a
of the
random
team,
team. He was
He
the
was the
leader,
captain.
but captain is Morpheus, so they're gonna bump heads because
I think
both
the
leaders.
Orange Monster is going to be carrying a very maimed Morpheus back to the ship.
Or I think because the monsters were evil in that that movie, that he might just say screw Morpheus and I'm gonna lead now and drop your team, drop the rest of the people that were there, start some new team, get the rest of the monsters to replace.
We're going strong.
Draft the rest of them. Just draft them up.
Exactly, he's gonna
Call 'em
draft
up from,
his
call 'em
monsters.
up from the small leagues for the farm team.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, for my team, my captain and my engineer are in captive.
No, they're
They're running
ones
away.
who are running away from the aliens, trying to get to
Yeah.
the ship.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to run away, and then I have my pilot, muscle, and medic still available. So my muscle, my predator, he's good at what he does. He's going to go and he's gonna kill what he needs to do to get to those people. He's gonna find them if they're on the other thing because predator is good at finding his targets. He's gonna find them.
He's a predator.
He's a predator. He's gonna find them, save them. Hero, he's a good pilot. He's good at facing different odds, like a bunch of thousands or hundreds of Gundams with just his one ship. He'll figure out something how to make it work.
I still haven't found the name of the Gundam that he piloted. I'm actually
Yeah,
upset about
I'm
that.
pretty sure. Oh, it's Wing Zero. There you go. Wing Zero. That's
There
the
you go.
Gundam. So
Redemption, Joe.
he's gonna have. I should have used that as a spaceship. And then you know what? Actually, I feel like Ender, because it is a Starship Trooper bug, and they do have their queen. Ender, in his movie, he made peace with the queen in the movie, so he will have somehow some sort of
Yeah, but he's a
empathy
child.
with the bugs, and
He's
somehow
gonna
get them to.
negotiate peace
He's
while
gonna
he's there.
negotiate peace somehow while he's there.
No. He's a child.
and
He's
then they're
a
good. Then
14-year-old child.
yeah,
He's
but
not getting out of the cave of bugs, okay?
yeah, he's gonna get out of the cave of bugs
No
because he's gonna
way.
become friends with
Joe,
them.
I think you need to
And-
plan ahead.
and
for
then they're
who's
gonna
your
get the
next
big
captain.
blue.
He's making a new character as we speak.
And Ender, he's gonna become friends with them, and they're gonna get those big blue bugs to shoot up their beam thingies
take out
at the Star Destroyers, and then we're free and set to go, and we're one big happy bug family. The Predator is a bug too, in my opinion. So he's a giant bug, kind of.
Okay.
So the small child is gonna escape, but Morpheus can't escape. Like, is that where we're at right now?
We're going to leave that one there. We're going to move on to the next scenario. So, assuming everyone lives, that first scenario, which kind of an if for some of you guys. So, your next scenario is they've escaped successfully. They've maybe light speeded out to the edge of the galaxy in the middle of nowhere. Something on the ship broke. They have no engines left. They cannot travel. They have all the other electricity and systems on their ship. They have sent out help. Help is going to come in 14 days. And in the meantime, your team has to survive each other. So, 14 days alone on a ship, not able to travel, just on that small ship by themselves. How does your crew fare? Go.
I'm looking into some trouble with the
Oh,
monster.
yes!
The monster's gonna.
Well, David doesn't eat food, so he's fine there. The prawn is gonna go into a state of hibernation stasis.
What?
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Is that in the movie?
Yeah, and then when he does, everyone else is gonna eat him.
Well,
so
they're
you lose one
scavengers. They
member.
can survive. They survived 3 years on planet Earth in a.
Do they have any cat food?
Yeah, they need some cat food. Fuck, I wish I chose the. Oh, actually, the Planet Express ship has the ability to reduce oxygen levels and go into a state of stasis. That happens in an episode. when they're traveling.
Does that happen in
In
a
the
TV show
movie.
or the movie?
Exactly.
In the movie. Ah!
The movie you selected. That's what
You know
I'm
what?
saying.
I'll allow it because I think while your crew's in stasis, I think David turns on them because he's a psychotic robot.
Hey,
Yes,
no,
he is.
that's in the next one, not in the first one.
Yeah, in the first one.
I feel
Well,
like
in the end.
Yes.
He
Well,
fucks.
at the end.
He fucks them all
he fucks
over.
everyone
He
over.
doesn't kill them though. He keeps them when
He
they're
does.
in
He
stasis.
straight up
he-
kills them. He puts the black goo in the guy and he
Yeah,
dies.
yeah, okay, but when
Yeah.
they're in stasis, he takes care of them. Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's where we're at though. We're in stasis. So we've
Assuming
entered the
stay in
stasis.
stasis.
I think Joe also has the same problem with the Predator, where
that's
he's
bad
gonna,
news.
he's gonna get bored
That's
in
bad
14
news.
days and just hunt everyone
No,
down.
we're gonna send him out to
When
go
it-
and find food, and that's what we'll do. Predator, he's good at searching for whatever he needs to. He's gonna
You're
find food
gonna
somehow
send
in
him in
space.
what?
You're in the middle of space. There's
Yes.
nothing nearby.
He's gonna float around in space, and he's
Predator-
gonna find food somewhere somehow because he's a predator. He'll just find
You're
food
fine,
floating in
Paolo.
space.
You're all
grab it, bring it
humans.
back.
You're all fine.
Hey,
You're all white humans.
And at least have
there's
Baymax
no
to keep
inequality on my ship.
Hey, Paulo, how many beds do you got on the Slave One?
Okay, so the Slave One, it is a little cramped. There's space for everyone. The only threat that my crew is facing is being uncomfortable. All right. They have Scotty cracking jokes, being funny as he does, and you got Baymax just being adorable and just raising everyone's spirits. As long as
why
Korben
Baymax
Dallas has smokes in his cat.
That's what I mean.
on the
That
ship.
14 days, he smoked a lot.
Okay, here's the
gonna run out of
question I have.
smokes.
14 days. The Slave One only has 3 beds and 6 prison cells. So who is staying in the beds and who gets the prison cells?
So, one, Baymax doesn't need a bed or a prison cell. He just folds up. He deflates. He's good. Not Mal. Sorry, Scotty, because he's the Type B out of all these Type A's. He's definitely going in the prison cell, but he'll be okay. He's gonna keep busy. He's trying to fix the ship, so he'll alternate with one of the other guys to get a good night's rest on a bed because they realize these guys are all level-headed. No
don't know
mental
about that.
problems with any of them.
I feel like all 3 of them would butt heads, though.
They're all good guys.
Yeah, but
One
I
of
feel
them
like
is
they
a-
all have different ideas of what they should do. You
yeah,
know, Mal,
they
he's
do.
gonna do just what needs to be done. The pilot,
Yeah.
Poe, is gonna just feel
Corbin's
like
gonna
he
assess
needs
the
to do something
situation
nice.
and go,
Yeah.
we need to make moves.
Exactly, and they're all gonna butt heads, and then it's just
He's
gonna
gonna
get
be-
messy from there.
The only threat, aside from being uncomfortable, is Korben being like agitated because he's stuck in a small space with these guys. But look, you don't get to being a special forces operative and as successful as you do without like going through some tight spaces with the other guys.
Hey, so did Mal, and Mal was pretty calm and chill. I don't think Mal and Korben would work so well.
but he's so calm and chill.
Yeah,
you
but
said
I
it
don't know.
yourself.
Yeah, no, Mal is, but I mean, with Korben going all up in his, I feel like Corbin's gonna get up in Mal's face, and they're gonna somehow fight for leadership and what needs to be done.
Hey, no, Korben is the epitome of soldier. He takes his orders well. Well,
I've-
no,
I've-
actually,
Yeah, as a soldier, but now he's a captain.
My
and
crew's
He's not a
entered a state of sleep,
your captain.
and David is looking after them because he doesn't need to eat food. And yeah, we'll be fine.
Does the Planet Express ship have cryo chambers?
No, it doesn't, but they reduce the oxygen levels within the ship itself, and that people go to sleep, and there is enough beds because Bender and Fry share a bunk bed, so I think...
There are
you
6
gotta-
beds on the Planet Express
yeah,
ship.
so we're good.
I feel like Morpheus will take too much of his blue pill because this is the real world, and he's gonna just somehow.
You're really reaching.
Okay,
Really reaching
I'm
there,
reaching
bud.
there.
with that reach, we're gonna move on to the next
Sorry, can I
segment.
just-
no.
really-
We're closing it all up. We gotta move on here.
You're so lucky, Joe.
The last scenario here. So, help finally arrives to your ship, or so they think. It's Riddick. He has come to kill you all. How do you respond?
Predator.
Is he like
Predator.
what's his approach?
So he's docked as if he's a. So I'll add to this scenario here. He comes into the docking ship. He docks as if like, "Hey, I'm help. I'm here," and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, great. Somebody's here to help us." The engineer on your ship opens the dock door. Riddick kills him.
Okay.
Your engineer is now dead.
Yeah, that's okay.
The rest 4 of your team has to survive. Go for it.
Okay,
I think we're all
well,
happy
first of
with
all,
it.
David has some good super strength because he's an android. He's an AI. He's got some good things. So if we're throwing shapes one-on-one physical combat, the Orange Monster and David are good. They can fight a one-on-one. I will open the lion cage that is on the Planet Express ship, and the lion will attack him. So that's a big point right there. So I have.
If you have a lion, you only have 5 crew members.
No, he does have a lion.
There's a lion on the ship. There's a lion on the ship.
Damn.
They got a cage for the lion.
That is a good distraction. Though I will say Riddick has dealt with like scarier animals.
Wildlife,
Yeah.
He's fighting a lion, an orange monster, and a super strength AI. Also, see, the thing is, you're dead right. Where Morpheus is kind of outside the matrix, is kind of
Yes.
He'll be like,
otherwise he could do
fight.
some combat.
He's gonna inspire your crew. And
What's
then
that?
He's gonna inspire
Does
them.
he have
but
any
it's
action
useless.
scenes outside of the Matrix?
No.
Not really. No, his speed and stuff when he's fighting, it's in the Matrix.
But what? Who's to say that we're not in the Matrix?
No, you're outside of the Matrix.
No.
The judge, me.
We're outside the
go. We're
Matrix.
outside the
Okay,
Matrix.
okay. But I think I'd handle it well. I have a lion, a giant orange alien, and a super strength AI.
I mean, I do think that your orange Monstar would have a good time with Riddick, but I think you're forgetting about after Riddick is dead, and then David turns on you and kills you all.
No, that's
David's
bullshit.
gonna
We're
David's
pre-David
gonna kill
here.
everyone.
We're pre-Super David.
Oh, okay.
Also, David turned on a different crew because he was under the initiative of his father, right? Because they were on a mission to, find new life.
Yes.
They're on a different mission here.
But also, given time and left to his own devices, he still becomes kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole thing-
if he's left isolated on his own.
Well, the whole thing was that he was mostly working out of his own programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how he was programmed, not necessarily because he was taking orders.
But I feel like Morpheus can sense those things.
I don't
In
think
the
Morpheus in the Matrix. I don't think he can.
No,
sense
in
it at all,
general,
even
in general,
the Matrix.
Morpheus can sense that.
he's a good judge of character.
Yeah, he's a good judge of character.
I feel like Neo, he's good at judge
Nah,
character
fuck
with
Neo,
Neo.
he's
Only
the one.
Neo. Only Neo. Everyone else, he's not a good judge character.
I feel that Morpheus is a good judge of character, and he could sense if David was going AWOL.
Okay.
But what's he gonna do about it? I feel like Ender in my
the
group
orange
is
monster
gonna
to
fix
tear his
things.
head off.
You're gonna send Ender at
No.
Riddick?
I feel like
Oh,
no.
small
Sorry,
child.
Ender is a tactician, okay?
He's a child.
But he's a great tactician, and he would, after his first encounter in the movie, he knows that things may not seem as they appear. He thought he was doing good. He killed the aliens.
He's not
and
getting
then
a second
he realized he
encounter,
had to kill him. Yeah, but with Riddick, he'd be like, "Help's here already," but it's someone like he doesn't know it's help, so he's gonna be cautious about it.
I think he
he'll send
knows
the
it's not
Predator to
help
go,
after he
be all
kills
cloaked
Scotty.
and stuff, and then figure things out. We have Hiro Yui, that's a pilot. I feel like him by himself, he has good intuition. If you've seen the end. Okay, no, I can't really jump out that he's gonna grab his Gundam. That's like a special weapon. His Gundam.
So the question I have is like, who would win in a fight, Riddick versus Predator?
I feel like it's a. I feel like
I think
Predator
the Predator's
is gonna
too
win.
slow.
He's slow, but he does have brute strength too. Riddick, he does have strength, but it's limited. I feel like it's limited, unless he's the king of that with the people again from the
Oh,
movie.
in the second movie, yeah.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, I forgot which.
I
one.
think speed kills, and for that reason, Korben Dallas would take out Riddick no problem. He wouldn't even break a sweat. Also, not that he needs the advantage, but I think Baymax Riddick is so used to like these hard like mercenaries coming at him. He would have no idea what to do when Baymax comes up and hugs him and just
Crushes
engulfs
him.
him. And no, not even crushes him. He just holds him there. And Riddick will not be able to escape, and then Korben Dallas can just quickly come up and shoot him in the head.
I have Baymax too, so Baymax would do the same thing with my team, and Predator
Yeah,
would
but-
be more efficient to make sure that he is dead. Korben Dallas seems like the guy that would shoot him and then assume he's dead.
Dude.
But I feel like Predator would
If
like
he's in the
chop him
head,
up into 100
if he gets
pieces.
shot in the head, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I
And then
don't
also the
know.
Predator, after he kills Riddick, he's gonna kill the rest of your crew. Because he sees
No,
them as
but
unworthy.
he's a good Predator. He's not the bad Predator
orange
like those crazy
monster's
ones.
deke skills are he will get so swifty around him and then tear his head off.
Is
All
Riddick
right,
attacking
all
with
right,
the
all right.
basketball?
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up this here. I'm gonna give you guys each 1 minute, just outside of scenarios, just to comment on your team and kind of say like last comments on why your team is the best and should be hired. JP, go first.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like Morpheus as a leader is a great leader. He maintains serenity and team initiative and can look after what's going on. As far as engineering goes, Christopher Johnson from District 9 has so much experience. He can deal with scraps, can take an entire race off a planet if he needs to. Orange Monster is pure muscle. He stands there, he can deal with anything that comes at him. Poe Dameron, force influenced, not a force user, best pilot in the galaxy. Probably behind Anakin Skywalker, but that's okay. And Medic, David, he can assess aliens as well as human beings and has the ability to repair anything in front of him.
All right, Joe, how about you?
I feel like for my team, Ender, he is the ultimate tactician and a great brain. They made their arguments were that he was young, but I think that means that he has a fresh outlook on problem solving, which is out of the box. He's a child, but there's child geniuses that are smarter than all of us right now. So you know what I mean? Like Ender, he's just a very intelligent tactician. My pilot here, Yui, he's really good. He's a good fighter. He's a great pilot, and I think that his attitude is... Let's not talk about his attitude. Let's move to my Predator. My muscle, Predator, I feel like he is also intelligent, and he is a great muscle. Even without his gear, he is still, I think, capable of dealing with, like Riddick, for example, in that situation. And I feel like because I did choose a good Predator, he may be able to work with my team and see that they are not an enemy, but that they may be able to assist him in things that he wants to do as well. Scotty, he's an engineer. I feel like there's no contest with Scotty. He's just the best engineer you could get out in the space world. And my medic, Baymax, he is the ultimate. He backs up as a fighter. He's caring. He could help the team. He could be empathetic with the team and then, keep everyone calm and relaxed. And he just knows how to heal everything. So, that's my team there, and we are better than Orange Monster and Morpheus.
All right, Paul, how about you?
Okay, so Mal, the captain, is he's the epitome of veteran leadership. He's seen it all. He's been all around the galaxy. He's a little jaded, and I think that's the perfect amount of cynicism to lead a team into doing any type of job that they need to do to get by. The rest of my crew are like the top of their field the top of their field. So you got the best of the muscle, the best of the pilots, best engineer, best medic. Joe's captain is a child.
A small child.
A small child. I don't see the Predator taking orders from a small child.
He never engages in any physical combat ever. He's all like...
Also, I'd like to point out that he had to be tricked to do his job.
Yeah. Good point.
Also, David turned on his own crew more than once, and Morpheus was only good in the Matrix. And dude, that's my crew.
Morpheus was the Messiah.
All right.
Neo, not Morpheus.
All right, so my criteria for judging this was, if I was somebody who was going to hire a mercenary crew to do jobs for me, who would I choose based on these scenarios? The first scenario, I feel like JP definitely had the advantage there. Like Chris Johnson as an engineer definitely brings a lot to the table in terms of fighting and really quick. Morpheus, I feel like you guys...
Bronze, man!
But David will turn on the team.
I feel like you guys aren't giving Morpheus enough credit for like what he can do like outside the Matrix. Like he can do some things. He's not completely useless. So I kind of gave JP the advantage on that one. When we're talking about surviving each other, I think Paulo had a definite advantage in that team's definitely very chill. They're not going to have a lot of problems with each other. They're just going to like hang out.
They're a bunch of bros.
Yeah, they're a bunch of bros.
White bros hanging out.
Although in 2017, in the age of diversity, having a bunch of white guys, even your robot's white.
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
On the slave one.
The slave of one.
and then for the surviving under attack and like fighting, like again, Joey, you might have had a bit of a weakness here. Like Asa Butterfield on your team it's a bit of a weakness.
It's not a weakness.
I think JP's team with like David definitely brings something to the table as a medic, being able to fight. And then the Orange Monster is a big question mark because like what the fuck's he gonna do? And there's a big question of whether they're actually tough or whether they're just fronting the whole time.
They also got beaten by the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that's the main
You play
point.
Looney Tunes in the fucking basketball.
I wrecked them.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I think it came down to Paulo's team and JP's team. Joe was a good team, good effort. It was a pretty close all around. Like you guys definitely brought some good arguments. But as a winner, the team I'm gonna hire JP's team.
Damn
I think just really specialized teams like Planet Express. The Slave One's a bad choice. What? That's a very small ship for
Slave
5
One,
people.
no.
Yeah, Planet Express ships, they're making
It's
delivery.
It was
Really
enough
big.
space for young Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Young
it's a,
Boba
it's
Fett.
a child. That would be good for my team.
It's a good attack
It's
ship,
a
but in terms
child
of like
team.
living on it, I don't know about that one. So good arguments all around though. Like there's some really good choices, and again, fuck y'all for not choosing Chewbacca.
He was
We love him, we
in.
love
I thought
him.
about
Okay.
it.
Hey, Slave 1 is cramped as it is. Chewbacca is too big.
Moving on, our next audio segment is going to be JP. How about you give us a quick intro to your clip?
Oh yeah, this is a throwback to what I was talking about before about in Bruges. Again, relating to my personality in the sense that if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to throw a moody about it. I'm going to get upset. I'm going to be kicking my feet and being a baby about it, and that's just who I am. So here's a clip from in Bruges.
What's up there?
The view.
The view of what? The view down here? I can see that from down here.
Ray, you're about the worst tourist in the whole world.
Ken, I grew up in Dublin. I love Dublin. If I'd grown up on a farm and was retarded, Bruges might impress me. But I didn't, so it doesn't.
All right, welcome back to Houston. We have a podcast. Thank you, JP, for that clip. One of the main actors in one of the two main actors in that clip is Brendan Gleeson. Our question for this episode is, what character did he play in Harry Potter?
Mad-Eye Moody.
Oh, dude!
He lied.
Those are for the listeners.
Oh!
What's your backup
Oh,
question?
shit.
My backup
Oh.
question is,
At least you know if they're listening
Who's
or
his
not.
son?
who's his son in?
His son has played 2 major roles in the last 4 years.
Brendan Gleeson or the character?
Brendan Gleeson's son
Oh, okay.
played. One was a major Disney picture, and the other one was an
Oh.
Academy Award-winning film.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So who was his son? And
Go
yeah.
on.
Yes.
One
Google.
hint is that he's a redhead.
Ginger.
Nice. Okay, you're going to have to keep an eye on our Twitter and
Yes, that's you have.
and
taken
Instagram
that
mentions
job.
because you made up the question and I do not know the answer. So we're gonna kick it quickly to our next segment, which is the sci-fi planet. Where would you like to live?
Yes.
We've all decided on a planet that we think would be the best to live on, and if we have time, we'll talk about the worst one we have to live on. Alderaan is disqualified because it does not exist anymore. So we're going to start with Edie, Meanie, JP looks
Yeah.
ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Set us off.
I think the planet I will live on would be Coruscant. Because I want to get high on death sticks. That's
like that.
that's the main reason
Okay.
I'd want to live on Coruscant. I feel like the underground could be very cool. It depends on the status of who I am in Coruscant. Like, am I a pencil pusher, dancing for the man, kind of regular dude?
Dancing for the man.
Yeah.
Dancing for the man.
I feel like it's just
Not
all
heard that one.
That's like
That feels very specific.
Yeah, no, dancing for the man is like you're going into work working mutual funds.
All right.
Right, yeah, like
Okay.
you're
We
dancing-
digress.
Is this an Irish word of slang?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
Dancing for the man.
Oh, okay.
But I'd live on Coruscant because I want to get high on death sticks.
What are the effects of death?
I don't know, but I want to find out.
Yeah, what's the
Carson.
long-term
really
effect?
I
wanna
feel like
find
there's a
out.
very good hint in the name.
Yes.
Also, you have the ability to go anywhere. I feel like it's a city. The whole planet's a city, so
That is my first choice as well. I
Yeah.
picked Coruscant. The only thing about the whole thing being a city is that you only live in the city forever.
Never escape to the countryside.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of scum there too, isn't
well,
it?
think about all the food you can eat. There's gonna be so much food. Like
Yeah.
I think there's diversity in Toronto for food. Like,
That's
think about
and that's
Coruscant.
that was my
Okay,
comparison.
that's a
I
good
felt
one,
like
yeah.
Coruscant is like Toronto but a planet.
Yeah.
And like I know Toronto has a lot of haters, but I
Toronto's
think
number one.
Coruscant. Once you throw aliens into Toronto, I think it becomes Coruscant and it becomes pretty cool.
Also, you have the ability to go anywhere, right? Like there's gonna be a Union Station of Coruscant that you
In
can
it-
go off planet.
or you can
Oh,
go in
yeah.
a flying car.
Yeah.
Yes, you have flying cars.
You just gotta watch out for like Jedi.
And
That's
the
what I was
Jedi
gonna say,
temple's there.
but the
And
Jet-
the Jedi temple's
I'm sure there's
there,
no more
so
Jedi, so you should
can
be
get
fine.
drafted to
Jedi
the
Temple's
Jedi
gone.
Temple.
I feel like the Jedi would be kind of dicks if you're just like a regular person living there.
If
So,
there's any
like,
left.
If you could go to Coruscant at any time, what Star Wars movie would you go to
Oh,
Coruscant?
that's a good one.
Pre-war
Episode
Phantom
2.
Menace.
Oh, like
Episode 2.
Menace, yeah.
Phantom Menace.
Right before the Emperor took control.
I would
Yeah,
say, but pre Phantom Menace.
Pre-Clone Wars.
Oh,
pre-Clone Wars.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the way up to episode 2.
Yeah. So just episode 1.
And then my getaway would be on Naboo.
Yeah, it seems pretty
Yeah,
chill
Naboo
there.
seems like a nice
Yeah.
show.
Unless I'm like a super high roller, then I'll move to Tatooine and just live in Jabba's palace.
This is slowly becoming a what Star Wars planet?
Yes.
Well, I don't have the balls to go to Vulcan. Like, I don't have the potential to go there, right? Like,
Or the mental
yeah, the
capacity.
mental capacity. They turn me at the hemisphere. They'd be like, yeah, you're out of here. You're not
But
allowed
it's
here.
gone in the new series, so it's.
Yeah, I
Did it
guess
get blown
it's-
up?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
so you're
guess,
going
yeah.
to nowhere.
That's true. It's the same as Alderaan.
So the one that I would have gone to is Bespin, Cloud City. I think it has that combination of like
that's a good
sci-fi future and like city, but like also the beauty of living in the clouds. I think for me, if I had to pick any planet, I couldn't just pick a place that had just beautiful nature because I need ultimately I kind of fulfill myself through my job and being able to do something that's interesting and challenging. And I find Cloud City has that perfect combination of you have beautiful nature, but at the same time there's a complex enough infrastructure that you can get a good complex job and just can kind of enjoy the city while having a good job.
But was there nature on Bespin or was it
No,
just
dude, it's a gas planet.
yeah?
everything's
So
in
like
the
you
clouds,
have to
yeah.
live in the clouds.
Yeah.
No, you can there's a habitable zone of Bespin's atmosphere, so you can go outside. You are it's not like you're in a dome where it's like this is a controlled environment. Like you are just genuinely out in the fresh air. For me, it's not trees and rivers and lakes. It's fresh air, and Cloud City and Bespin has lots of fresh air. So
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Cloud City definitely has a lot.
How-
Of,
you
Yeah,
don't
but what
have
about
air,
all
then
the
that's
alien chicks you want to bang? You know, that's like a big
well, I
potential
mean,
as
it's
well.
like it's a pretty
there's a lot of
active.
people
I like
coming
to
in.
experiment
around.
with my aliens. You know,
I think you got your selection on
Yeah, I
Bespin.
guess
Yeah, you have a
so.
big
Yeah,
selection.
You gotta wear those weird headsets, though. You know?
Also, I'm definitely going to become administrator of Cloud City. So.
Oh yeah.
You think you could take over from Lando?
He left, so it's open.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
You think you could take over from Lobot?
Oh,
I would
I don't know about that one.
take on Zorba the Hutt. I think she would hire me because she won it from Lando in a Sabaka game.
Jesus.
Ooh, good points. Very.
Is this
good
from a
points.
book?
Yes.
This is actually Star Wars Legends, so I don't know if it counts for the movie.
Oh, okay.
No, let's say
What,
it doesn't.
I would like to say, Lando fucking sucks at Sabak. He has lost Cloud City and the Millennium Falcon.
We have a late name Sabak game lined up
Yeah.
tonight, so that's just to
You should not play.
viewers know.
Oh, mine. Okay, my planet. I feel like because there's not too much detail into the planet that your mind is kind of sky's the limit with it. But the planet I chose was Orous from Jupiter Ascending.
Oh,
That's the one where they go
it's
to
with
get like the
Mila
stamps
Kunis
and
and
stuff.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Another Channing Tatum movie from Joe.
Hey, Channing Tatum's a good actor. Okay.
What do you think
No,
about
he's
Magic
not.
Mike?
Yes.
Don't get him
I
started.
should have picked Earth, so I have
Wait,
Magic Mike.
which one is Orous?
Yeah.
Orous is the one where they go to. That's the one where it was the origin for humanity. So that's where humans actually started. And I figured it was also safe because I was thinking of the movie, and I was thinking that was safe from all the human farm and planting. That's what the movie
But
was
you're
about.
human, so you're going to be harvested.
if I was another planet, I feel like that was the origin, and that was kind of like a safe zone. But also, I don't know. I kind of like the way they had the planet shaped out, where it kind of looked like Halo. They had that ring around the planet where you kind of go around there. It's where humanity started. I feel like you gotta know your
Supposedly.
roots.
Depending on which movie galaxy.
Yeah, and as I was thinking about some other planets, and a few of the ones I kept thinking of, I'm like, oh no, they're all gone now. So I kind of just went with this one.
The other one I kind of thought of was Camino from the Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Just again, interesting work to do. You're cloning, and it's just the ocean.
Yeah, and they seemed pretty friendly. The people that
Never
were running
rains a
Camino.
lot, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Although, to your point of getting freaky with aliens, you only really have one type.
And they don't look
Yeah.
very
They're a lot
attractive.
tough. I don't deal well with aliens that are a lot taller than me.
I feel like you could do. It could be all right.
Yeah, you can find one.
Please,
You'll
I
find
would-
one. It's
sure.
fine.
I would really like to hear your argument for this, Carson.
I like the water.
It rains. I love.
It's
the
not
rain.
what I meant, but okay.
I love the sound of rain as I go to sleep.
Another one.
Clones, so many clones of the same Baba that I love.
You could clone yourself.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen what's the new movie with Eyebrow Girl?
Eyebrow girl.
The girl
Is it
who
the
plays in
mummy?
Suicide Squad.
Margot?
Margaret
No.
Robbie.
The one who plays the bad
Japanese
guy, the bad girl.
Oh,
Oh,
Cara
the witch.
Delevingne.
Yeah,
Eyebrow
the movie
Girl.
that Star Wars ripped off.
Oh,
It just came out this year with Luc Besson.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank for the name. I
It's,
know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
something in this Valerian.
Valerian. Yeah.
Valerian.
There's the movie. Have any of you guys seen that one?
No, I haven't
still
seen it.
haven't.
I've completely
There's a
forgot
planet
about
at
it,
the
actually.
beginning of that, which is actually kind of like Paradise Land, and it's just like beaches, and like the alien girls are kind of like, it's like
They're loose?
No,
The alien girls
no,
are
no, it's like
loose?
Oh, yeah.
it's similar to the Camino, but like a little bit shorter, so it's like reasonable. You know?
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Long necks, but like a little smaller.
just a little small, but I was actually thinking of Earth
But what if the
in
Death
Total
Sticks?
Recall because
Oh.
chick with 3 boobs, but I want to avoid Earth altogether
Dude, but death sticks. Like, let's talk about getting high on death sticks.
and dying.
I mean-
I feel like it's just a cigarette. Like I feel like that's what the metaphor was.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
feel-
could easily
You
call
want to buy
cigarette a
some
death stick,
sticks?
and it's a cigarette.
Actually, my band I think was in my band in high school. We
Your
were called
band?
the Death Sticks. One of
That's
my
a good
bands.
name for a band.
because we all smoked.
Nice.
Now, what about worst planet?
Worst planet?
Everything that comes up for me is all the planets that exploded: Krypton, Vulcan.
I mean, a quick death. A quick death
Yeah,
is
it's better
fine.
than, yeah.
The one I'm gonna pick. There's 1970s film which was remade in the 90s with George Clooney, but we're gonna ignore that one. Called Solaris. It's a sci-fi movie that was made where this planet, when you go there, it reads your mind and it creates a manifestation of the person you most long for, and it creates a replica version of that. So the astronauts who go there, one of them has lost their kid in like a car accident, one of them has lost his wife,
Oh, shoot.
and it creates a version of him that is created from his own brain, so they can't, there's literally no difference from what they remember to what the planet has created for
Yeah,
them.
so it's-
And they have to live with that of like, and the whole question of the movie is, do you love the person for who they are and actually genuinely loving them, or do you just love what their impact on you is? And so when you come to that realization of, you know, that's what it's doing to you, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
It makes you question like all your relationships. And I feel like
Jesus.
if you've
send
lost
me-
somebody
I
that
wanna
you
watch
really
this.
want back, if you've lost somebody you really want back, that's like almost like a really great thing, but at the same time almost torture.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
like
like, that
living
would
in the
be fucking
Matrix.
awful.
We're getting
It's
deep
like
here.
living in the Matrix.
We're getting deep in Houston. We have a podcast.
This is way too deep for the amount, for the level of drunk I am.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a
I
good
think
one.
for me, the worst planet would be Arrakis from Dune.
With a giant
But
worm.
you can ride on a worm with electric guitars playing in the background. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but like, if you're not a native, then there's so little water on the planet that when someone dies, you have to extract all the moisture from their corpse in order to survive. And you wear these suits that recycles the water, and you live off these suits. And
What does the power of the spice do, though?
it gets you super high,
You
and
can
you
live
become
longer.
hyper intelligent, and you become reliant on the
You
spice.
just keep picking planets where you just want to get high. It's just-
I like it high, you know?
Learning a lot about JP on this
Yeah.
episode.
Death sticks and spice. No, but yeah, you have to harvest people's moisture. That's pretty rough environment. As far as physical environment goes, I think Arrakis would be arguably the worst.
I
That's
think
bad.
in terms of like, not being able to live there for no other reason.
Oh, I hope you don't steal mine.
What is it?
Oh, but was it Interstellar where he ends up on the planet where it's just all water?
All
the
the
waves.
waves.
The waves. I was gonna say that one.
The wave
is
planet.
the
Oh
worst.
yeah, like
What if you're
That
really
one.
into surfing?
Where's your surfboard? There's
Yeah,
nothing.
what if you're-
There's
what if
nothing.
you're big into surfing?
There's nothing. It's just water
You're
and
Hawaii.
giant waves.
Well,
And-
maybe there's like a landmass.
Isn't it the end of Point Break or something where the guy is like, he fulfills like his best death by dying while riding like the biggest wave or
It's a
something?
new
So like
film?
even if you die, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that in a movie. I don't know. Maybe it's
so
not Point Break.
No.
I don't know.
I
You
think
can-
it's very specialized for that person then. that
And
planet.
I feel like you have to keep yourself floating in the water. It's just water. It
You
seems
can't
like
even
that
go
planet's
to
entire
sleep
water
because-
you can't
Being high,
sleep.
is being high.
I don't know. I feel like the ship was maybe I don't know, but
Also, like,
That was my-
also
that's my
time there
worst.
is like every second.
Yeah.
Like every fucking 10 minutes in.
I mean,
real
if you're not
life.
gonna leave.
yeah, that's what I mean.
That's true. Yeah, it doesn't really matter then. But I was thinking the complete opposite from like too much water is too much heat.
The sun.
That's
Super
the
hot.
opposite.
The sun.
So there's one of the Riddick movies where it's a planet where
Oh,
half
yeah.
the planet is like dark and then the other half is just always getting scorched by the sun.
Yeah.
And then somehow you can outrun the heat of the sun.
I just stay in like the mountainside. Or,
Yeah.
I mean,
and
every day is really exciting.
I mean, no, that's not the best one.
You're
That's
gonna
the
get
worst.
fit.
That's the
You're
worst.
gonna get fit.
That is a good
You
one.
either
I like
have to
that
live
one. That's a good
underground or just always be moving for the rest of
You
your
just
life.
mole
So
people.
that would pretty suck.
one. You're
'cause
more
I'm a-
people on that island. That's it. Oh,
Yeah,
that planet. sorry.
I'm a couch potato, so I'd like to sit on my.
What
and
would be
not
the most
run from the
boring
sun.
planet to live on?
Tatooine.
No, I think
Dune
there's more
is-
action on Tatooine. I was thinking about this, and Endor I think would be the most boring.
Oh man, you get higher
shittiest.
death sticks with some fucking little
Ewoks?
Ewoks.
I don't think they have death sticks
I
on.
feel like Tatooine would be more likely to have death sticks than Endor. would.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, they do have Mos Eisley. So
But yeah, no, I think Tatooine would be really exciting. It's like, as from someone from Saskatchewan, I feel like there's a lot of people there who are just
I
bored.
relate a lot to Tatooine.
But there's a lot of people there who are just bored, so they're doing just dumb shit just to entertain themselves. And I feel like when you look into like the Mos Eisley Cantina, it's like that's who it is. That's just people who are fucking bored.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those places where that's the only thing to
Yeah.
do. and
It's
there's
the
nothing
grimiest
else.
pub
Yeah.
in Toronto
Yeah.
with aliens and
It's a
guns.
greasy fucking bar.
Tatooine would probably be all right.
Well, what if you're working on a moisture farm with your aunt and uncle? That's pretty
You
boring.
can go into Tashi Station on the weekend.
Yeah, I guess.
Pick
yeah,
up some
yeah,
space
yeah.
converters.
That's
Blast some fucking swamp rats or whatever he calls them. What is he called?
Womp rats.
Womp rats. Yeah,
rats,
womp
yeah.
rats. How about I was thinking of the character I picked from what was it? Serenity. You know the planet where the Reavers originated from. It's just a bunch of dead bodies.
So I mean, so that kind of sucks.
So that
Oh,
kind of
the corpse
sucks.
planet.
You're the only one that the one where
It's
they
called
find out
Miranda.
the origin.
It's
Miranda,
called Miranda.
yes.
Because I fucking
Yo,
love
I'm
it.
actually surprised no one for the space crews picked the Chiwetel Ejiofor from those movies. He's like the guy with the sword.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
Serenity.
I was thinking of using him actually, but
fucking
then
good.
Yeah,
how
but
it
he already got
ends-
taken out by
yeah,
the
he
captain,
got taken out
so-
because he messed up there. So
Okay, so one other thing that I was thinking about when I was trying to think of like best planets in every sci-fi movie, there's it's like each planet is like this is the planet. It's like it's a forest planet. It's a city planet. It's water,
hot,
just
water,
Yeah,
Ice
it's
planet.
ice planet, and like that's all you get in sci-fi movies. I don't think there's one planet where there's like
A mixture of.
Avatar.
there's no depth in the character of the planet.
Avatar.
I mean,
Avatar, that would actually be one of the worst places to live because
Yeah.
you have a native race that is peaceful, that is living on a very valuable resources. They're about to get fucked up no matter
Yeah,
what.
they're
Like,
getting
they're gonna get
blasted.
invaded every
Dude,
time.
that's like joining like a tribe right before you got the fucking poxy blankets.
Oh, I'm gonna move on quickly from now on. Alderaan,
Alderaan
Oh,
places.
which is now canon because there's a trailer for Battlefront 2 where they're on Alderaan,
Oh shit.
and like so there's like a countryside and cities.
what?
Yeah, there's like a trailer where it's like the rebel the Empire special forces, and they're helping out on
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like they technically show the countryside on Alderaan, so it's canon now, and it's like there's forests and cities, and you have like Star Wars technology, and I'm like, yeah, you got some variety there.
I feel like it's one of those ads where they're trying to make something shitty seem nice. I don't know. I feel like Alderaan's still nice, but
I literally know nothing.
Well, if
About-
everyone looks like Princess Leia, we're having a good time.
If I have to die being blown up by the Death Star in like an instant kill, I mean, no pain on that death. Like,
Better than getting
I
I
mean-
by a fucking Yeti.
And then
or
again, I
moth
would
or
prefer
something.
not dying, like just getting blown up.
I think like,
You
'cause
stick to your moisture farm there, Paul.
if you're
I am not the one that picked Tatooine.
Yes.
Okay?
if you're picking anywhere in the Star Wars universe, you kind of have to accept that being ruled by a galactic force is kind of a
Inevitable.
possibility.
Or
because
being a war
Possibility.
zone.
no, you blow up 2 Death Stars, you completely eradicate the Empire, and then 30 years later, a fucking new version of the Empire
Yeah, it's
shows
just
up.
gonna
It's
keep
like
happening,
this
yeah.
galaxy is doomed to be like dominated.
Unless you live in the Outer Rim and you're run by the Hutts.
Like
You
Camino.
make-
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of outside of Star Wars.
I mean, that's the problem.
that's the
isn't it?
problem. That's why I try my best to like.
It's
I
not-
kept doing BuzzFeed
tough.
quizzes for this, and I kept getting like Babylon 5 and like Doctor Who, and I'm like, those aren't
Yeah, I
my
kept
movies.
seeing Doctor
Fuck
Who.
Doctor
stuff.
Who. I don't like that show.
Never.
I've
on
never-
on a separate note,
I've never watched it. So.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never watched it. I hear it.
On a separate note, that planet on Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where all the Reavers go, it's like pretty much just a giant bar and this like.
It's like a hooker planet.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I think
there's
that,
like
yeah.
pleasure bots.
There's nothing.
I mean, that would be.
That seems like.
No.
Well, he
actually
was
fine.
asking about boring, so
We're
I'm
not
like-
interested in those things.
No.
Pleasure
Right.
bots. Yeah, none of that.
Total
What's that
Recall.
new pleasure bot?
We could also go to future. I was thinking of boring plans for Futurama. Boring or worst ones, because he did choose a movie
Oh,
for
the
Futurama.
bot planet.
There's a-
If you go to
Oh.
the bot planet, like you're a human, you get killed instantly.
Or Death by Snoo Snoo.
Oh, I'd live there. I'd live there.
But
I'd
you would
live
be
there.
dead in like the first.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't. Well,
With
but
our
Snoo
last
Snoo-
30 seconds, please explain what the snoo snoo is.
Sex
Oh, okay, cool.
by giant Amazonian women.
You can't see what I'm doing
Oh.
here, but I'm doing
Yeah.
some kind of
Yeah,
action for
snoo
sex.
snoo. Death
Death
by
by
snoo
Snoo
snoo.
Snoo.
I feel like as soon as it starts becoming painful, you're gonna like lose your heart on. It's not gonna be sex anymore. It's just gonna be dying. So it's
You
not
could
actually
die.
really
Yeah.
Okay, this is turning
Yeah,
away from,
the
space.
good. I mean, we're not David Carradine. We don't enjoy this. All.
Oh, too soon.
It's not too soon. Time has passed.
It's fine.
Rest in peace, Bill.
Okay, cool. So thanks for. We're gonna wrap up the episode now. As we usually do, looking forward to movies coming out in the next month. As you guys quickly look to your phones to see what's coming out in the next month, I'll go ahead. 2 or 3 episodes ago, I actually mentioned the same movie. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I'm going to mention it because it's one of the McDonagh brothers, and I don't remember which one, but the same guy who did In Bruges, which we've mentioned a few times today. It won the People's Choice Award at TIFF. It's a lot of good things coming out with this movie, so I think it's coming out in the month, November 17th or 24th. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to it. Could be my favorite movie of the year, except for Blade Runner.
So good,
But
so good, so good.
super stoked for it, so that's what I'm looking forward to. What do you guys got for coming out this month?
I'm pretty fired up to see the new Thor movie.
Damn it!
I'm not like a giantest Marvel fan. I didn't read any comics, but I didn't see the second Thor movie. But I have good energy about the new one. I feel like it's gonna bring some new spice to it and to the Marvel universe, and hopefully, you know, a good action movie. 2 hours of $20 well spent.
Taika Waititi.
Yes.
This is time.
Time? Yeah, no, I also think the Thor one's going to be a good one. I feel it'll be better than the second. I was thinking Thor 2, but if my choice wasn't Thor, it would be Justice League. That's coming out November, right? Yes.
That's
So-
sooner than I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought that's why I didn't know until I
17th,
used
I think?
friendly Google to look it up. But yeah, Justice League. I've been waiting for DC to step it up after
get it
Suicide
right.
Squad, and I have high hopes. You know, they have what's his face as Aquaman. I keep messing up his
Jason
name.
Momoa.
Yes.
Khal Drogo.
That's what I mean. They have him as Aquaman. You know, I actually liked. I was gonna say Matt Damon, not Matt Damon.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck. I always mixed the two up.
He's wicked smart.
But
Wicked
Ben Affleck
smart.
as Batman. I think he's a good Batman. So just want to see what happens with that.
Yeah, so I picked, I went halfway to the Carson route and picked a movie that no one knows about.
Halfway.
Yes, halfway.
Halfway.
It's Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Whoa,
wait,
who's
what?
that?
What?
So,
is that?
it's starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's a movie about
That
him
sounds ridiculous
playing
already.
himself
Oh.
as the actor Jean-Claude Van Damme, but him being an actor is a cover for him being an actual spy
Oh my
named Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
What?
Yeah.
God.
And he's an actual spy.
That sounds awesome.
And yeah, I just watched the trailer today because I was like bored. I've been off work, whatever. But like, it could be terrible, but it looks interesting enough for me to see Jean-Claude Van Damme make his comeback in like a very self-aware.
Comeback.
Okay, I have to comment
It's
on
gonna
this
be
because I've never
terrible.
heard of this before. But have you seen JCVD?
No, but I know what.
So he basically plays himself as like somebody who gets like caught up in a bank robbery. And there's this one scene where he has this great monologue about a reflection on his career, about how he's kind of put in these shitty roles and whatnot. And that's like he's become self-aware that he's just kind of this shitty action actor who can't really do well. And it's like, I thought that this was back in 2008, so this is like 10 years ago. And it's like, he's a great actor. He's going to do great things now. And then he's just done shitty movie after shitty movie since then.
He's
and
Expendables, and that's it?
No,
All
he's
of
done
it.
really like shitty movies that you've
okay.
never heard about because they're
It's all
B
because
movies.
they're so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, but I mean, this one it looks promising because I watched the trailer. It looks actually pretty funny. There's like a whole scene where like assassins come to kill him on set, and he's like fighting them, and the director thinks he's acting still, and he's killing these people on camera. But I mean, yeah, that's my movie, to try and not to pick Thor because I'm
Yeah,
It was good.
or Justice League.
Yeah.
Is this going to play in regular theaters?
I have no idea. It could be already out
definitely
for all
not
I know.
gonna
I don't think it will. No, I
Like
really think
Cineplex
John's
is
on
not
that.
gonna pick that up, alright?
I'm probably gonna have to stream it, like.
Yes, I think you're gonna have to stream that one.
But yeah, I think I'm pretty excited about that one.
Well, I'm interested now.
Also, unrelated, I'd like to shout out Joseph's podcast. Not podcast. Vlog.
Vlog channel, whatever.
Vlog channel. Just search up Joseph Franco on YouTube. You see a lot of food. Don't watch it when you're hungry. Cars?
I don't have anything to shout out. I think our Twitter, HWHA podcast,
Yes.
other random bullshit, whatever. We're all done here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming by, you guys.
We're
Thanks,
fine.
guys. Thanks for
Everything's
coming
fine now.
Yeah.
How are you? Oh shit.